Hello, I'm Chris, and this is my watch this before you buy a new battery video. So the battery in the Jeep went dead. So it's a top post battery, and you look at the double digit series 34. These are from O'Reilly. It's a Superstar Premium. So on the 88 G20 van, so we got a Superstar Economy, and this one, notice positive is on this side, the same as the Jeep. So 2003 Silverado. I'm getting ready to sell or trade this truck, and the starter's messed up in it. So you see where positive is, and I think this is a 78 series. Good truck. It just gets 9.5 miles to the gallon, and I don't use it that often. It does get 18 miles on the highway, but it's a 4-door, and I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there that needs this truck a lot more than I do. It's just been sitting here for the last 3, 4, 5 years, and that's why I got this dually right here that's going to replace it. This thing right here, I can keep this for the rest of my life. Way more dependable, way better looking. So the dually uses the same battery that's in my Chevelle. You notice we got a combination of top post, side post. So if you have a bunch of different vehicles, you need to try to find, I guess you could say, the common denominator between all the batteries, and try to get you a dual post battery. Let's check that out. And I have wanted to step up to Optima because they do look cool, but my friend that's in the business told me, do not waste your money. They don't make them like they used to make them. Just buy one of these. So the Jeep has Superstar Premium. This is a Superstar Extreme. So the problem is these batteries are not cheap anymore. All these batteries cost at least $139. I think the Jeep one was $159. And if you got multiple vehicles, it's going to add up like crazy. So I've seen these for many years, but at 36 years old, I'm buying my first one. I'm tired of wasting money on these batteries. And I said, let me see if there's one that fits both of them. And I found one. This fits almost every one of my projects. So another reason I'm making this video is because if you're one of them people that likes to run a bunch of stuff off your battery terminal, now you have a free battery terminal. Run top post, you can have a hidden terminal under here, run all your stuff and fuse it, your accessories. So there you go. This is a win-win no matter how you look at it. Let's get it in the Jeep. All right, so I have a video about how to change a battery, and I talk about leaving 12 volts on it. But once the battery goes completely dead, you have no choice. You screwed up a little bit. This Jeep has 136,000, and the sensors and everything get a little dirty, and it has to go into a relearn process. So just letting you know, if you ever change your battery and your computer controlled vehicle starts running funny, it is running funny. This one will run funny for a day or two. All right, let me go ahead and get that changed because I forgot about that thing on top. So this actually comes out of the way. I was freaking out. I was thinking I was gonna have to undo all that crap back there, but it just moves out of the way. All right, so whenever you're disconnecting a battery, you disconnect negative first, and then when you connect it back, you're connecting negative last. So there's two reasons for this. One is if we start taking positive off first, and we're not really paying attention, we could take this wrench or tool and you can arc it out to ground, and it'll spark and flash and possibly ruin your day. So the other reason is because batteries used to not be sealed. They used to have caps that you could take off, but it is possible that one of these could be leaking, and that gas that releases is flammable. It's explosive. So what happens if it's off gassing, they'll do that when they overcharge, and there's a little cloud of gas in here, and for some reason you take the positive off first, an arc can jump. Okay, so to put that in perspective, we've all unplugged a fan or something from the house, and you'll see a little white spark jump. That's exactly what this is going to do if you unhook it first. It's going to arc because something is using the electricity in there, and if that gas is in here, you'll ignite the gas and it'll explode the battery. So that used to happen back in the days. I haven't heard of it happening on a sealed battery, but it still could. All right, so I finally got in there. It did take me 15 minutes. It was hard to get in there. Always be aware of this date right here, 6/20. Write it down if you think that sticker's gonna fall off. This one 9/17, and that's when this battery started giving problems, just right around October. So the warranty was for 3 years, and that's all it lasted. I think I'm just gonna leave this one in the Jeep. This was $166 for that battery. So I think I bought this last month, so we'll be good to about November 2023. All right, gotta hold the clutch down with my hand. So that Jeep has not started like that since about Halloween 2020. Now another bit of advice, if you're looking for a battery charger, you don't have to buy a big one. I have had this one for almost 20 years. It is the only battery charger I've ever had. I've never needed to upgrade. I got this for like 20 bucks from a crackhead when I was around 18 years old. All right, so the truth is, you buy what kind of batteries you want. I buy O'Reilly batteries because there's one about 3 blocks from my house, so worst case scenario, I have to walk down there to get one. I know a lot of people say Walmart batteries are good and all that, but man, every time I go to the Walmart service station, there's nobody there and I'm waiting around like an idiot for 15 minutes. So frick Walmart. So I'm finally taking some vacation at the end of the year. Got to clean all this mess up. It's actually not that bad. I just lay that stuff out so I have to walk over it every day, reminding me, hey, do this, do this, do this. This is going to be the future paint booth. It's 20 by 26. Structurally, it's a good building. That's why I didn't tear it down. I tore the other one down right there. And that's going to be my first concrete experiment on my other channel, pouring by myself. So the only issue with this building is it's built like a house. I'm going to have to pour footers on both sides, just a cinder block and concrete mix on both sides to set the walls down. And then we got to take the floors out of the inside. So it's just a little apartment. This was built, I believe, in 1960 or 62, and for $2,400 in one weekend, they would build you a little house like this. And I wanted to tear this building down. I started thinking about it, and it has brand new breaker box. We can insulate the walls, as much lighting and plugs as we need. This can be my heated and cooled paint booth / YouTube studio, and I promise you, this thing is going to be beautiful. It's actually not that much work. I already started leveling it years ago. That's my old AC out of my living room. It's a 24,000 BTU. It actually quit working in the house, and I put it back here, and all of a sudden the compressor starts working. The compressor was short cycling, so I already got me a freaking AC. Those things cost like $800 now. They're so expensive. But of course, it's not going to go there. This building is going to be beautiful. It's going to have the same siding as the front of my house, which I believe is a 5-inch overlap smooth hardy board. And the shop is going to match it as well. The shop is not going to take as long. I kind of changed my plans about it. We got 60 feet across and 50 feet from that building to that fence. So you always leave about 4 feet from the fence. And like I said, this is not my shop. This is a pole barn. Notice how it's built on the ground, and it was temporary here. That was the original plan. I got the roof put on my house like 8 years ago, and now I'm finally doing the outside. I had to put new windows in and all kinds of stuff like that. So I started thinking about that. We can do 16, 16, 16, 48 feet would fit perfectly in that space right there. Have one bay for whatever, middle bay with the lift. Of course, it'll be a little bit taller. And then the paint booth over here. So as far as the concrete, I'm going to pour on my own concrete, and we're going to do it on my other YouTube channel. You have to have a 3/4 ton truck, but there's a place not that far from here, and they let you rent these concrete trailers. They're little heavy duty trailers, and they will sell you a square yard of concrete for like, I think $200. It might even be cheaper than that. All right, and like I said, this truck is going to be for sale or for trade in Houston, Texas pretty soon here. It's a 3/4 ton. It gets 9.5 miles to the gallon. That's why I don't like it, but it does get 18 on the highway. It's got a 6-inch rough country lift, 35-inch tires, 20-inch wheels. It's a 6.0 gas with a 4L80E. It's a 1500 HD. So if y'all were ever wondering about the van, I was working as a plumber about 8 years ago, and I was just amazed at how cool the van was and how much stuff you could store in it. This is a 1988 G20. If you notice, it has the bigs and littles, the 8.5 rallies on the back and the 7.5s on the front. Gives it a real cool look. You can't really tell. We got to get back away from it. So I bought this van for $1,200 and pretty much just replaced all the sensors and stuff on it, fuel pump, everything, to get it to run and pass inspection. So I did all the body work on it except for the top and right here where the battery. God dang it, that wasn't like that. I just put it in this blue sealer. When I get my paint booth, I'm gonna paint this. And what's weird is I plasti dipped this dash almost 10 years ago, and it still looks perfect. It doesn't have any bubbling up or nothing like that on it. It's a cool van. So this is currently my remodeling van, and everything is messy in here because I am currently remodeling. But I did put the insulation and I custom built plywood walls, so the vibration gets cut down, and it really does. It makes a huge difference if you can do that to your van. Oh yeah, you can see the insulation back there, all custom cut, but that's back before I was doing YouTube. Okay, so this van was just completely empty when I got it, and I put all the shelving in it. I got all this stuff from junkyards for a fraction of the cost. I think those shelves right there are like $1,100. I got them for maybe 100, 150. That cost 150 right there. Who knows how much that would cost if you had to buy it. And you can see just that cabinet is all freaking nails. So this whole freaking latch was rusted out. I went to a junkyard back before I was doing YouTube videos. All that came out real nice. I got this partition, I think, for about 150. All that stuff is just freaking awesome. People try to put beds in here and try to live in them. That's stupid. You don't have to do all that. Turn it into a storage room slash whatever this is. When I get done with my house, you know what I do? I get a bunch of those totes, just stuff all these shelves with all my remodeling stuff, air compressor, everything. I actually found this air compressor. Somebody was throwing it away. It was just a switch. Should have made a YouTube video on it, but I didn't. But it works perfect. And so for the Chevy guys, you got the 8.5 rally on the back, 7.5 on the front. Or is it a 7? It could be a 7-inch, 8.5. I'm not sure, but I got those wheels for $250. A complete set, beauty rings, everything, tires, just like that. They actually had a better paint job on them, but evidently they just rattle canned them. Some people will try to sell you a set of them wheels for $1,000. 2017 Camaro SS convertible. That is the best bang for your buck car on earth. I don't care what anybody says. So I did get this car used with 35,000 miles. They had it listed for $26,000. Nobody would buy it because the transmission problem. So evidently somebody traded this in because of the transmission problem. It did not have the shake when I got it. So 3,000 miles later, it developed a transmission shudder. I purchased the extended warranty, and this car is covered for 100,000 miles on the drivetrain, and they fixed it for free. So a car listed like this, $26,000, you better jump on it. A brand new car like this is almost $50,000. So when I was actually looking for these cars, I wanted a black ZL1 convertible. There is not even one black ZL1 convertible on the used market, well, at that time. So a used ZL1 convertible is about 60 grand. So what I did was I took that money or payments and got two instead of one ZL1. Now it got me an awesome Jeep. So I pay $600 a month for that Camaro. The Jeep is $238 a month. And the only reason I even bought these was to build my credit. I had no real credit. I've owned a home since I was 20, 21, and I actually bought these to establish credit, which thank God all that worked out, because I got perfect freaking credit now and I could buy pretty much whatever I want. Like I said, this thing right here, I can't stop looking at it. This truck is going to be transformed into something beautiful. I've actually decided that I'm going to turn this truck into a SEMA truck. So I'm not talking about an inside high dollar SEMA truck. I'm talking about the outside parking lot SEMA truck. That's all I want to do, because as I get older, I start thinking about it. What else am I going to do with that? This thing is going to be freaking beautiful. Everything's going to be painted, sandblasted on this truck. And just wait, you'll see. Okay, and you can see I got the other doors for it already. Those doors are trash. We're going to pull them off, and then we're going to do all the rust repair right there. And I want to thank Fitzy's Fabrications, because I was having some problems with my welding, and I watched his freaking how to set up a MIG welder. And you know what the freaking problem was? My welds are setting up high. Well, they're not that bad. And I swear I watched this video, and he was talking about using the 25 or 23 thousandths wire. And I said, oh my freaking God. Because my 25 thousandths wire ran out, and I was using, I think, 35 thousandths wire. And it would not sink the welds in. So, oh my God, thank you so much, man. Okay, so this is the future paint booth. Of course, this floor is gonna be taken out. We're gonna pour a slab in here. Those windows are gonna be gone. And thank God in a mysterious way that I am doing this in 2020, because when I invest in my lights, we're getting all LED lights. I don't know if you've seen those yet. Those things are freaking crazy. They are expensive, but they are awesome. So you can see the two doors for my truck. I have a bodywork video in progress where I'm going to show you in that video how to take just nasty dirty doors and make them look brand new. So there's that Chevelle dash I did. It actually looks beautiful in real life. I don't know why in that video it looks like it's ugly or something. It's perfect. Console I restored, looking perfect. And I'm just happy. It's a beautiful day. It's Christmas 2020. I'm just walking around trying to evaluate what I got to do for the next 10 days. I'm trying to get rid of all this freaking crap. It looks like trash, but it's not. This is a gas tank for my truck. That's a back bumper I got for my truck. It's exactly what I wanted. I got it for 150 bucks. It's a cowboy style, super beefy. Look at all that crap. And what's weird is my semi conversion, while I was doing it, I actually found this on the freeway. Go figure. And the Chevelle just sitting there, chilling, looking like a barn find car. If you don't know, that was the whole goal of this car, is to make it appear like an original barn find. And I think I nailed it. In my other video, I wasn't bashing my Chevelle videos. I am gonna finish this car. I built this car for me to keep for the rest of my life. I'm not gonna sell this car. But I was just saying that the Chevelle is not popular on YouTube. There's only so many people that are into these cars. And if you look at the Chevelle content on YouTube, the popular thing is LS swapping these cars, which I am not into an LS swap at all, because these cars already had a badass engine in them. Now, I do like LS swaps, and believe it or not, God is my witness, I was gonna LS swap this car, but my brother, he had these heads right here, and he donated those heads to my project, and that was the only reason I kept the 454 in the car. And I totally thank God that I did, because I really wasn't thinking straight at that time. I was getting drunk like every single day, partying like crazy. You do an LS swap because you don't have an engine, or if the car was a small block car from the factory, LS swap it, who cares? But this big block right here, I'm telling you, man, if you build this big block, putting an LS motor in it, you ain't gonna outdo this thing. If you build this right, this is gonna be faster than your LS motor, I promise you. But most people get into LS motors because they're terrified of carburetors. This one does have a carburetor on it that is probably all screwed up. Video coming very short. I'm gonna do a video very shortly going through the Cal induction. I got the new hood over here. See, we got all this stuff in the way. Got to go through all this stuff, getting tore down. All right, well, I just want to let y'all know what's going on. It's a beautiful day out here, Christmas 2020. So I'm trying to figure out how in the world am I going to get rid of all this stuff in here. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.